Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Parmesan77. Thanks for the suggestion, Parmesan. You asked, why does cheese taste different depending on its age? If you've ever stood in front of a cheese display wondering whether you want mild, sharp, or this cheese could fight a bear level intensity, you've probably wondered what time does to cheese. Why does a block of cheddar start creamy and end up crumbly and punchy after a few years? Today, we're slicing into the science of aging cheese, from the enzymes working behind the scenes to the reasons some cheeses get sharper, funkier, and downright weirder over time. So whether you're a casual cheese fan or a full-blown curd nerd, stick around as we uncover the delicious secrets of aged cheese, right here on Explaining Everything. Let's start with the basics. Cheese aging, also called affinage. Yes, it sounds fancy because it is fancy, is the process of letting cheese develop flavor and texture over time. Think of it like cheese's awkward teenage years, except instead of pimples, it gets deliciously complex. When cheese is young, it's usually softer, milder, and creamier. As it ages, the flavors deepen, the texture firms up, and it might even grow a funky rind, or some blue veins, if that's its vibe. Why? Because aging lets enzymes and bacteria keep breaking down proteins and fats inside the cheese. The longer they work, the more intense the flavors get. It's kind of like marinating, but slower, and with way more science. Oh, and the aging environment matters too. Some cheeses are aged in caves. Yes, literal caves. Imagine a high-end spa, but for dairy. Cool temps, humidity control, natural molds. Cheese knows how to live. So, what's going on inside that block of cheese as it ages? Two big players, enzymes and bacteria. They're the flavor artists. Enzymes break down proteins into smaller pieces called amino acids, which can taste savory, salty, even a little sweet. They also break down fats into fatty acids, which bring buttery, nutty, or even funky flavors to the party. Meanwhile, bacteria munch away and produce all kinds of flavor compounds. Some bacteria are responsible for that earthy smell in aged brie. Others give Parmesan its nutty kick. And yes, some are behind those strong, sweaty gym sock vibes in certain cheeses. Looking at you, Limburger. In short, the older the cheese, the more time those enzymes and bacteria have had to do their thing. It's like a flavor slow cooker. Fun fact, some cheeses are aged for years. A wheel of Parmesan might be aged 12, 24, or even 36 months. There's even a cheddar aged 20 years. At that point, it's old enough to vote. Ever notice that older cheese tastes sharper? What does that even mean? Is it secretly carrying a tiny sword? Not exactly. Sharpness refers to the intensity of flavor, especially acidity and saltiness. As cheese ages, those proteins and fats break down into smaller, more flavorful molecules. Some of them have tangy, salty, or umami qualities. More molecules equals more intense taste. That's why mild cheddar and sharp cheddar start from the same recipe, but one makes your taste buds shout, and the other gives them a gentle hug. And texture changes too. Young cheeses are smooth and soft. Aged cheeses get firmer, sometimes even crystalline. those crunchy little bits in aged Parmesan or Gouda. That's tyrosine crystals, amino acids clustering together as the cheese loses moisture. Edible sparkle. In other words, time doesn't just make cheese taste stronger, it changes how it feels in your mouth. Now here's the twist. Not every cheese is meant to age. Some cheeses, like fresh mozzarella, ricotta, and burrata, are made to be eaten young and fresh. They're all about soft texture, mild, milky flavor, and that melt-in-your-mouth vibe. Leave them sitting around too long, and they won't develop cool new flavors. They'll just go bad. Sad. Other cheeses, they're built to go the distance. Hard cheeses like Parmesan, Manchego, and aged cheddar. They've got the structure to survive months or years in storage, slowly becoming more flavorful. It's kinda like people. Some peak in high school, others get better with age. Cheese is the same. Here's where it gets fun. Different cheeses age in different ways. Brie gets gooier from the outside in as its rind ripens. Blue cheeses grow veins of mold that deepen their tang. Cheddar gets crumblier, sharper, and saltier the longer it waits. Parmesan dries out, hardens, and concentrates into pure umami power. Aging is like cheese's version of character development. Every type has its plot line. Some get funky, some get nutty, and some get sharp and bold. And yes, some get stinky. But hey, if you've ever loved stinky cheese, you know that smell is just part of the adventure. So the next time you're standing in front of the cheese counter, wondering why there's a mild, sharp, and extra sharp cheddar, now you know. It's not a flavor lottery. It's the magic of time, enzymes, and some very dedicated bacteria. Whether you love soft and mild or hard and intense, every cheese tells a story. A story is written in milk, microbes, and patience. That's the scoop on why cheese changes with age. Now go enjoy a snack, maybe with a glass of wine if you're feeling fancy. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.